All right. Today is Thursday, June 26th, 2025. This is a meeting held by Zoom of the Cape Cod Gateway Airport Commission. It will be replayed via Xfinity Channel 8 or high definition channel 1072. It may also be accessed via the Government Access Channel live video on demand archives on the Town of Barnstable website. So let us begin by officially calling the meeting to order. The meeting is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable Government's Access Channel in accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 38, Section 20. I must inquire whether anyone else is recording this meeting, and if so, please make their presence known. I don't see anyone else on except us, so we can go right to roll call.
Certainly, Chairman Flores,
Here.
Vice Chairman Gio. You're on mute, but I got you. Clerk Weil.
Here.
Commissioner Beerworth is not present. Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner DeGeorge.
Here.
And Commissioner Malo is not present. Yarmouth Rep. Christine Greeley.
Here.
Thank you. We do have a quorum.
Great. Thank you, Suzanne. Let us stand and please do a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. We'll go right to item number 4, which is the old business. Do we have any old business to discuss? I don't believe we do, so we'll go right to new business, which is item number 5 on the agenda. The first issue to discuss is SCOM 0625-1. It's to review and approve Pierce Cote advertising contract year 3 option renewal in the amount of $72,000 for fiscal year 2026. Commissioner Gill, would you please make that motion?
So moved.
Okay.
However, I may interject.
I have to read the motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
When we, in the Finance Committee, when we advanced this to the full committee, we did it with the caveat that they would be provided a clear list of what the contract entails. And I haven't seen that.
Right. You are correct. So what I'm asking is for you to make that motion, and under discussion, and then after discussion purposes, we can decide what we want to do.
I'm not going to make the motion because we don't have the information to go
Okay,
forward.
Chairman Weil, would you make that motion, please?
Yes, I'm going to make the motion to approve amendment number 2 to the Pierce Cote advertising on-call communications management and community outreach services for fiscal year 2026 services in the amount of $72,000. The sponsor is the Finance Subcommittee, and it may be acted upon.
Could I have a second, please?
Seconded.
Thank you, Brad. Now we will open it up for discussion. Commissioner Gill, you've raised an important issue. Manager Nelson, could you respond to what's going on with what we requested at the former FinCom meeting?
I had put it in the meeting prep. I don't know why it didn't reach you guys. I just sent it out to you from the meeting prep folder. And it's an item of 25, I believe, items. Let me just pull it out that I've marked up. And if you would like, I'll share the screen and
Please
show
do.
it to you.
Yep, that would make sense.
Alrighty. Can you see the Pierce Cote to Katie service from Brad Schiff document?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's too small. It's too small for me to read, though.
Okay. See what I can do. Do not know why it's coming out so small for you guys.
While we're waiting, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I'd like to make a point of order here. Number one, it doesn't appear this document is dated. So it may be something that was passed on to airport management previously. But have we verified this with Pierce Cote that this is what they're asking for going forward in the new contract extension? Number one. And number two, I would much rather have time to read this over and review it before I'm asked to vote on it.
Okay, points well taken. Any other comments from any other commissioners?
I'd like to be able to read it too.
Okay, if we table this, what is the impact, Mike?
We have another contract or release that goes past expiration, and I'm at a loss to know why it didn't get to you guys. One, I'm very disappointed. Pierce Cote did verify that this is a document, and unfortunately, as I've uncovered many issues, handshake, nod, wink, winks, and the like had been going on potentially, and this is just another example. And as I try to move forward and clean up, it's just another item that's getting in the way. Period. It's
Okay.
extremely frustrating, and not only taking up professional time, my wife is going to kill me. The amount of hours I'm putting into this.
Yeah. With
She's,
that being said, Mike, what impact does it have immediately in terms of public relations and things that we're asking Pierce Cote to do after July 1?
if we have any type of crisis on the airport or something that we're involved with, we have no public relations support. We have no crisis intervention support. We have no, if we were to, when you announce your new manager, there is no one to fill that gap, and we're on our own to make that announcement and spread that.
Mr. Chairman,
What is the sense? Yes, Mark, go ahead.
what is the exact date of the current expiration?
I assume it's on a fiscal year, so it should be June 30th. With the new one beginning July 1. I thought that's why this was of time.
That's correct.
It's June
So
30th.
is there any clause that continues this contract if in fact we don't vote it automatically?
No.
There isn't.
Mr. Chairman, if I
Yes,
may
sir.
can I make a recommendation that we take a brief 15-minute recess? And that'll allow us time to review this, and then we can return to public session.
Well, the only concern is that a couple of members had forewarned me that they had a hard stop at 9:30. Well, I don't want to lose a quorum for the others. So why don't we do this? Why don't we table item 625-1, and we have a special meeting coming up on
July 1st.
Monday,
July 1st.
July 1st. So why don't we just have this as one item on that agenda, and that'll give us time between now and July 1 to correct this. Is that satisfactory to folks?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're going to table item SCOM 0625-1. And Mike, the questions that have been raised today, you can get your arms around and get an answer to, i.e. this contract would be effective technically July 1 of 2025 through June 30th of 2026. And in between, we'll take a hard look at this. And if there's any issues or concerns, please get back to Mike or to me tomorrow, as opposed to over the weekend. So if anything has to be done, we're ready to go Monday morning, where that meeting begins at 8:45. Okay. With that being said, let's move on to SCOM 0625-2. It's to review and approve the Pierce Cote marketing / advertising proposal in the amount of $1,000. Commissioner Bailey, would you make that motion?
SCM 0M0625-2, motion to approve the Pierce Cote Summer Social Media Plan to increase awareness of the new flights and increase traffic to the Cape Cod Gateway Airport website in the amount of $1,000. Sponsor Finance Subcommittee may be acted upon.
A second, please.
Second.
Thanks, Commissioner DeGeorge. Okay, so the motion's been made. We have a second. Any
I'm
discussion?
Mr.
Excuse me.
Chairman,
Point,
Hold on a second.
point of order, the agenda was changed that it's now in not to exceed amount of $2,000 on the new agenda.
I don't have a new agenda.
Yeah,
Neither do I.
It,
yeah.
no, I don't either.
it was,
All right, then I'm gonna move ahead. We're gonna table this items SCOM 062-5-2 because it's under the same umbrella of Pierce Cote. We'll discuss this on Monday as the
It
first
was-
topic of our meeting. I'm sorry?
it was posted with the town. The new agenda was posted with the town.
Oh, we
Okay.
didn't get it.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry
Mr.
about that.
Chairman,
Yes, sir.
so the change was, they actually gave us two plans. I don't know why they didn't just revise the first one into including all
Right.
four locations, but they didn't. So now there's two plans. There's one for Philly and Chicago, and there's one for DC and New York. They are each $1,000. So we need to make sure that this motion gets modified to reflect that.
Well, we're tabling this, so on Monday, when we have the
Right.
next meeting, that motion will be adjusted accordingly.
Okay,
So we're
Yeah, that's
basically,
what I
we're
mean.
basically, right, we're basically holding Pierce Cote discussions in abeyance until Monday morning, July 1, relative to the entire contract coupled with this amendment to the contract. So moving on then, we'll go to SCOM 625-3. This is to review and approve indoor-outdoor carpeting proposals for the secure hold area tent. Could I please have a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry to be a pain in the neck today, but this was not sponsored by the Finance Committee. The Finance Committee voted this down. This should not have appeared on the agenda.
Was it vote? I don't remember. Was it voted down or was it going to be brought to discussion to the full committee?
It was
Chairman
voted
Whale?
down.
It
It
voted
was
down.
Okay. So we'll move on to SCOM 0625-4. This is to review and approve the consent to amendment number 1 of the lease by and between WS Landing at Hyannis LLC and TPS Group Holdings LLC. That's called the Paper Store. And could I please have a motion, Commissioner Weil?
Yes, the motion is to approve the consent to amendment number 1 of lease by and between, sorry, my computer just went off. Let me get back to it. But between WS Landing at Hyannis LLC and TPS Group Holding LLC, the paper store, to memorialize the agreement between the parties and to shift the location of the premises. The sponsor is the Finance Subcommittee, and it may be acted upon.
Okay, is there a second, please?
Second.
Second,
Discussion, Manager Nelson. Discussion on this item, any explanation?
Good morning. And WS Development, who is our tenant for the Hyannis Landing, or the landing at Hyannis, their attorney had drafted a document for a consent agreement in October of 2024 and had requested to have the consent executed with WS Development, a recognition agreement that was executed on October of 2023 to October of 2024 with their tenant, the paper store. And the completed amendment, they completed the amendment for this lease back in 2024. For some reason, the issue appears to have been overlooked by all parties until the attorney for WS Development Leasing contacted me and brought this matter to my attention. And the consent was to amend the current lease amendment between WS Development and the paper store relocation within the landing from an 11,578 square foot space to the current space that they occupy of 16,431 square foot space. And that's the summary.
Okay, thank you. My concern is that this should have been taken care of last year. The paper store actually has been in the new location for the past year. So is there any issue of concern to make this happen? Commissioner Bailey, I'll look to you as our expert real estate attorney.
This is just a ministerial act, so I would recommend that we allow it.
Okay, any other discussion, questions, issues, concerns? All right, we'll move the question. We'll take a vote on this. All those in favor signify by saying aye and raising your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that is a unanimous vote. Okay, which brings us to announcements, commissioners' comments. Does anybody have anything anyone wants to say? Okay,
Mr.
not
Chairman,
hearing
Mr. Chairman,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
you just, I'm really frustrated, so I'm gonna speak my mind. I understand the need for the details on all of this stuff. We have an airport manager who is drinking from a fire hose with a lot of stuff going on. And I don't want him to be as frustrated by our needs for little details. When I look at the Pierce Cote agreement, what I look at it, and I may be way off base, but what we're agreeing to is to continue another part of a ongoing agreement. If we're not really, we're not at this point discussing changing the agreement or renegotiating the agreement. And when it comes to a detail of whether it's $1,000 or $2,000, I just hate holding up all of this with all the other things that we have going on of a serious nature, like getting our manager in place and the hard stand issue that is an issue.
Any other
Mr.
comments?
Chairman?
I realize we have to operate in a business like
Commissioner
I'm
Gill?
done.
Yeah, I just,
Thank you, Commissioner Weil.
I
Commissioner Gill?
respect Commissioner Wiles' comments, and I understand where he's coming from. It's a little more than that, though. First of all, the motion that we have is only half of what we approved at the Finance Committee. So the motion is incorrect. We could modify it. We could amend this motion right now and vote on it and move that forward. As far as the other contract, the full year contract, 72,000, we had a bit of an issue last year about understanding what was covered by this contract and what was not covered by this contract. And I apologize for being a detailed person about this, but I need to understand what I'm approving before I vote to approve it.
Okay, well, we've already agreed to table 625-1 and 625-2, but I would hope that everybody would be ready to vote on those two items, those two motions on Monday morning.
Yes.
If there's any other information that anybody needs, Suzanne and Mike Nelson, could you make sure that any supporting information that anybody needs will be sent to them by close of business today, so that they have over the weekend to look
I
at
will do that personally today, this morning.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, with that being said, then the only other announcement I would have is that I want to be sure that two things. One, when we have Zoom meetings, if we could get on a couple minutes before the actual start time. So if we say we're going to start at 9 o'clock, we're going to start at 9 o'clock as opposed to 9:02 or 9:03. I know it's a minor issue, but everybody has an incredibly busy schedule. So I want to keep time to the essence, if you will, relative to what we say we're going to do and what we carry out. That's number one. Number two is any detail, any information we need from this point forward. We need at least 48 hours before, even the contract for the amendment to the lease. I mean, I got that yesterday. That's 47 pages. After reading 3 pages, I put it down. That's one of my concerns. Let's make sure everything is to us in an appropriate amount of time. So as commissioners, we can review it, make sure that we're all on the same page, and we can move things forward when we have a public meeting. And finally, I think the announcement's been made. It's been posted on July 1. We will, starting at 8:45, we'll have a quick organizational meeting. And during that 8:45 to 9 o'clock timeframe, we can also vote on the Pierce Cote items, I hope. Then beginning at 9 o'clock, we will interview 4 candidates for the permanent position of manager of Cape Cod Gateway Airport. You will all receive information, questions, related issues over the course of the weekend if you haven't already. I believe our consultant did send that out, and I'm going to ask. There are 7 members on the commission, so I asked them to prepare 7 questions. I will kick it off, followed by Mark, followed by Norm, followed by Joe, and Brad, Wendy, and Marguerite. And then if anybody has any more specific questions that they would like to ask after those 7 questions are asked, so that we can judge everybody equally, then you will have that opportunity. So that's running basically from 8:45 to probably noontime anyway. We're going to give each candidate approximately 30 minutes thereabouts. If it takes a little longer, it does. If it takes a little less, so be it. But we'll probably do them on a half hour. So that's for all of our edification, as well as anyone in the public who might be watching, as this is a public meeting. With that being said, any other comments from any commissioner?
Mr. Chairman, I haven't
Yes, sir.
I have not received anything about the candidates. So I don't know if other people have received it, but I haven't.
Okay, could we make sure,
Nor
Okay,
have
Suzanne.
I.
Dan, would you be sure that all of the material, because I asked that at the meeting, that you send that out to all commissioners?
Yes.
I didn't look to see who it went to. I did receive it.
Oh,
So
I have not received it myself, but I will check with her today.
All right, so what needs to be sent out is obviously the resumes, the videos, the 7 questions that they prepared with us. And then we'll all have the opportunity to look at it and we'll move forward.
Mr. Commissioner,
Yes, Chris.
will I also receive a copy of the resumes?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Make sure the Yarmouth rep also receives all that material and information.
Mhm.
And Chris, I'm going to add you as a question. You're included. You are a representative of our contiguous town. So come up with a question that you can ask everybody the same, and
Okay.
that'll be included.
I need
Go
to
ahead.
ask, excuse me, I need to ask the town attorney if I can disperse that to Christine at this point in time, or if it needs to be wait and done after, only because that will be addressed in with you, and usually that's not dispersed before the meeting, but after to anyone outside of the commission. I just need to ask that if it can be done beforehand.
You mean the resumes and the information?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ask Karen Nober. I would strongly recommend that happen. That be the case, even though Christine is not an appointed member by our town council. She is a valuable member of the commission and speaks on behalf of a town that's very much involved in what it is that we do. So it'd be sort of foolish for her not to be involved in this process. So let's make that happen.
I will ask that question.
Thank you, Suzanne. Any other issues, questions, concerns from anybody on the call this morning?
No.
Okay, I have no other matters anticipated by the chair. So our next regularly scheduled meeting is July 22nd at 4 o'clock. That will be a face-to-face meeting at the airport. But in between now and then, on July 1, which is Monday, we will have our special Zoom meeting for the purpose of interviewing candidates and hopefully out of the group of finalists appointing someone forthwith, so that things can continue to be done in the excellent manner that Mike Nelson is doing right now. And Mike, Norm raised a good question. We understand that you're filling in as, not only manager, project manager, and assistant manager, and everything from melting asphalt to yesterday and the day before from the heat, worrying about hard stands and not putting ruts in our runway and our tarmac. We get that, and I wanted you to know that some of these items and issues that are of concern, my role as chairperson is to make sure that the commission is satisfied with what it is that we're moving forward. So it's not a reflection on anybody on this call. It's not a reflection on anybody's work ethic I have. It's just that there's more information that's required. I want to make sure that's clarified. With that being said, Brad, you have a comment.
I just, you keep saying Monday, July 1. I believe July 1 is Tuesday.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Good. Thank you for Tuesday, July 1. Yeah, it's Tuesday, July 1 at 8:45, not Monday. So we have an extra day to review all of the material and information, which is even better for us.
That's great.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns? Okay. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded.
Second, please. Okay. We have a motion, a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. That is a vote. Thank you, everybody. Good conversation, good debate, good discussion, and we'll see everybody on Tuesday morning at 8:45